No, don't put this on the TV, Colin. I'm a mess. You don't want people to hear. Unless the sound is off. You don't want people to hear your sick pal Van Dweller and how horrible he is right now. You don't want to gross everyone out or depress them. So, those of you who were here watching streams yesterday, I am significantly worse than I was. I'm significantly worse now than I was yesterday. Like, it's not getting better. Like, probably like 3 times as bad. Excuse me. But we're going to get through it. Together. So you left 2/3. There you go. All right, let me just check and see if we have players and I can refresh them and see. It's always good if you guys start early. Yeah, there we go. GIO starting early. Love to see it. Peak. All right. Good. And let me just fix up these cams a little bit and then we will begin. Let's see. What is this blue bracket? Blue bracket pants. I got my blue bracket pants on. We're doing our blue bracket dance. All right. Very nice. There's that one. Beautiful peak. Very excited to be here as usual. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait, I coughed. I keep muting the wrong thing. I keep doing that. All right, I got to remember the mic is at... See, it's switched from my different scene, so I'm used to... Sorry, I didn't mean to cough directly into your ears. Okay, anyway. All right, let's do this. Oh, we're about to lose music. Crap. When will Andy versus Dog be? In 4 hours. Get out of here. Okay. This, do I need this? I don't think I need this. But I do need this. Okay. Get out of here, Dropbox. You ate a huge burger. Congratulations, man. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you are. It is your old, sick pal, Van Dweller. And we've got more classic Tetris monthly for you today. A lot today, actually. Both here on twitch.tv/monthlytetris and on twitch.tv/monthlytetris2. A lot of stuff going on. Go to the Discord, you can see the announcements, but there's some pretty crazy matches going on over there and some pretty crazy matches going on over here. What we've got for you today is Das Masters here on twitch.tv/monthlytetris and at youtube.com/monthlytetris. Das Masters, September 2024. It is the blue bracket. The blue bracket. There it is. So blue, this bracket. First match is going to be Giovani versus Peak. These players have really, I think, I don't know, kind of get buried in these open tournaments, but here in these specialized DAS tournaments, they're starting to make names for themselves. So very exciting to see GIO and Peak. GIO trying to go have another shot at a DAS Masters championship. And yeah, I mean, he's had a good run so far. Just hasn't been able to close the deal. Looking to do that today versus Peak. Will be trying to stop and make a run himself. And the bottom of the bracket here will be Broden, two-time CTM Masters winner. And a top, 8 finisher in CTWC at one point. Was that 2020, 2019? One of those years. I think it's 2020. Against Rookout Rogue, aka Matt Martin. Also a top DAS player. And Broden and Rookout Rogue, Matt Martin, made their kind of Tetris, public Tetris debut, really. At least in live events, I believe, in that same 2019 CTWC. So that should be a very fun matchup indeed. Well, yeah, new to like the Masters event. Yes, we understand that GIO and Peak have been around for a long time. But the point is, you know, they get a little bit buried in terms of top tier tournaments. Now that we have a DAS tournament to highlight the very best of DAS, they're like now top players in their realm. So pretty good that we have that going on. I'm excited about that. Let's take a look at our rules. And the number one rule today, anyway, is to recognize that I'm a little bit sick. So if I'm a little quieter, if I miss some stuff verbally, if I just sound awful or accidentally make a horrific noise into the microphone, my apologies all around. I'm doing my best. There's no other... I mean, we have to get through these matches all this weekend. There's a ton. We got Jonas Cup next weekend, so there's just no opportunity to do anything next weekend at all. We got to get through it, and I alone can save us. All right, but anyway, take a look at our rules. This is a 16-player single elimination tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo Entertainment System on a TSE consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified, except in the ways that we want you to do them. Players can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether mechanical, electronical, or even biological turbo. Nope. Players must use DAS. No real-time advice. Do not pause. Level 18 starts all the way through. Same P-sets and will be used, and hertz and input display should be turned on. Please do actually play DAS. This is a DAS tournament. You must be using what is generally acknowledged as the DAS playstyle by adhering more or less to the spirit of DAS. Best of 5 throughout, and the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool which has reached $422.90. It says green, blue in the title. Oh well, a big deal. Doesn't matter. Does that matter? Are you confused? Do you care what color it is? Is that really of the essence of what's going on? It's not a big deal. If there's an editor around who wants to change it, go ahead. Otherwise, I can't even move. $422.94 is where the Matcherino is at. If you want to contribute to the prize pool, then you can do that, and we encourage that, and we want you to do that. You know, we've lured these places, these DAS players, out of their hidey holes, and said, hey, yes, go ahead, please practice DAS, put time into it. And the prize pool is one of the ways that we can compensate them for the effort and for their entertaining us. So please do contribute to the prize pool if you're on Twitch. or YouTube live right now, you can use the Matcherino command in chat. And that will bring up the links that you need to do that. And then you can do it. And we would really love it if you would do that. So please grant a dying man his wish and do that. There, Merry Christmas. The title has been changed. I mean, guys. Anyway, okay. But anyway, that is that are the prizes. Right now, if it stands at 422, that's not a lot. I mean, you know, we appreciate it. But that means we can only pay the top 4. And we'd love, instead, to pay the top 8. And it says Masters Event Prize Pool. I don't know why it says that. It should say DAS Masters, whatever. I'm just trying to be alive. Anyway, yes, so that is the prize situation. If you do want to support this delightful channel and this wonderful, joyous streamer, you can do so on Patreon at patreon.com/monthly Tetris. Thanks to our Mega Masters level patron Scott Gray 76, K9 watching Tetris, Tacnerus, Corporal 381 shall be satisfied at the Masters level, bracket sponsor level, Cat Kit 91J in the window, Troy Dan Kim S, and our sticker and double sticker club level members, as well as our community level members. Get on over to patreon.com/monthly Tetris. We got reward tiers, stickers can be sent to you. You got the sticker club level or higher. And I don't know, pretty fun. So, you know, whatever, help us out. Troy Dan supports CTM. I don't know who Troy Dan is. Why is that funny? Is that funny? Why is that funny? Someone explain the joke to me. I don't know why. Okay, well, thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. Let's bring up our beautiful friends who are playing Tetris. Troy Dan is a 2K YouTuber. Okay. Man, that's hilarious. A 2K YouTuber supporting CTM? It's crazy. Oh, 3 million subs? Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Is it the same one? That's cool. All right, well, shout outs to Troy Dan. Oh, okay. I didn't know who it was. All right. Look at Giovani with that haircut. All right, I'm going to try not to cough into the microphone. I'm doing my best to get through all this. Let me just fix one of our... I'll give the players their... Well, no, Giovanni, stay on that screen right now. Oh, as soon as I say it. Gio, can you just... I gotta fix your stencil. It's probably not your fault. Okay, that's good enough. Whatever, doesn't matter anymore. Okay, that's good. We'll live. And I guess, wow, Peaks is off too, so I don't know what, might be something wrong with my scene. I don't know. I gotta redo this whole thing from scratch one of these days. All right, Peaks is all right. That was actually my fault. Okay. Give these players their pieces. The pieces are going to be Gio giving young George Harrison. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yes, very George Harrison like. That's good. That's a good identification. Gilded Lizard, by the way, thanks for the 8 months at tier 1. Appreciate that. So the pieces are F3601C. Thank you, Pines Cutely, for the pin. Let me take some of my electrolyte water. I gotta Tomar this baby the. All right, looks like both players are ready. The seeds F3601C are correct. Let's get these two players started. It is round one of the blue bracket between Giovani and Peak. Let's get them counted down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, yes, that's a good reminder up top there. People are redeeming codes. Thank you for redeeming codes. We do have coupon codes for the Matcherino. Get over there, ctm.gg/Matcherino. We would love to get all those codes redeemed. That doesn't cost you anything. You literally just go to the page. It's going to ask you to log in. You log in, you don't even have to create an account. You already have a Twitch account or a YouTube account. You're in. And then just click a button and leave, and you can do that. But while you're there, do consider contributing to the Matcherino. We would love to get to, I don't know. I don't know what number will pay the top 8. Maybe 1,500? That would be good. All right, if we get to 15, we'll pay the top 8. We got 3 Tetrises on the board here for Giovani and 4 of them on the board for Peak. See, there's special rules when you're sick, you know? You get to be a big pain in the ass, and people have to do what you ask, right? When you're sick, other people in your house have to do what you ask of them, and you're allowed to be annoying. So I'm going to be very annoying in asking you to contribute to the prize pool, and you have to do it. It's required. 102 for Giovanni. He's got it covered well. He's going to uncover that. Peak getting piled high there in columns 8 and 9. And he's going to uncover that well. Waiting on the bar. He's at 140. Long bar over. Tetris for Peak 163. And another one 186. So lines are close, and he's got about a 40,000 point lead. Do you guys think that's a rule? Like, if you're sick, then other people have to do what you ask, and you're allowed to be annoying? Which is good, because I'm probably annoying anyway. But now I have an excuse, right? Tetris Peak 233. Like, you could just walk around whining, complaining, just being miserable, but no one can really say anything. Giovanni with the waiting delayed Vits. Long bar comes in to complete the Vits. Now just waiting on the long bar for the Tetris. There it is, Tetris Giovanni 226. Giovanni ahead in lines behind its score. Peak with the Tetris 280. Giovanni has finished in the top 4 in the previous 2 and the only 2 installments of Das Masters. So has yet to punch his ticket into the finals. He's got the stuff to do it. But yes, he went out in the first month to Nenu, in the second month to Dog. Whoops, another rabbit hole with a $5 contribution. Thank you very much. You know, I really appreciate the consistency. Whoops has been consistently contributing $5, you know? That's how we're going to get there, guys. Like, I love it that we've got, you know, these big, you know, contributors who come in here and just dump a big pile. But we can't count on that, right? I mean, so if like 5 people are just, you know, go away, then we don't have Tetris anymore. Like, you can't do that. Giovanni in a little bit of trouble. Kind of, I don't know, tried to spin a J piece into the middle there, but it didn't spin, and then ends up kind of dead dropping a couple of squares in the middle. But now he's in a little bit of trouble. 393 from him, 463 for Peak. And Peak, of course, also was in the top 4 of DAS Masters for August 2024. So we got 2 semi-finalists from last month. DJ Mr. Burrow with the 650. Thank you very much, DJ Mr. Burrow. Appreciate that. So these are the 2 players who last month couldn't get into the finals. Unfortunately, they have to face each other in round 1. Both of them finals worthy players, of course. But one of them's got to go out, and that is pretty brutal. But good games here. 581 for Peak, 471 survival from Giovani to get through that mess from that fail spin in the middle of the board. Yeah, this is big pace. DJ Mr. Burrow. Mr. Burrow says Peak is pacing for sure. I shouldn't say that out loud though. You know, you distract people. That's all right. I get very distracted. I'm sure these folks, no problem. They got the eye of the tiger. 545 Giovani is the first one into 19. Peak at 632, waiting on one last Tetris, trying to hold out for the bar. Starting to get piled high there in column 7, 8, and 9. So is going to be forced into taking that triple. And it's just going to downstack here, long bar to the right. And Tetris 664 for Peak. Sit Rip with the £5 super chat on YouTube. Thank you, Sit Rip. Says Vandy NyQuil Macherino. Yeah, thank you. $694 for Peak and $624 for Giovani. Giovani had, has the Tetris here ahead by 7 lines at the moment and back by about a Tetris and a half. And again, apologies that I'm under the weather. I'm going to try to avoid sniffing and snortling and, whatever, but it may be unavoidable. So thanks for bearing with me. We're pretty much tied in score. Giovani ahead by a few lines, though. So Peak with lines in hand. Now, we start on level 18. There's 130 lines of that. Then we transition to level 19. There's 100 lines of that. And then level 29, there's another speed increase, which for DAS players is virtually unsurvivable. Peak having to deal with that left side. It was kind of high in columns 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I had to really work to get pieces over that, kind of pole vaulting pieces over. And he's going to survive here and just needs to... Oh no, Giovani's right side is cut off. Giovani going to top out at 855. Peak is going to nail that T-spin. The target for Peak is 856. He's about 90,000 points away from that. And he's got 40 lines to do it until 29. So yeah, Giovani was behind for a bit and was able to get out while Peak was kind of burning there. Was able to get out very quickly to a 100,000 point lead, but then topped out after cutting off that right side. And Peak now just a Tetris and a half worth of points away from chasing this down. Has 30 lines to do it, so does not have to rush. And you see he can take that nice easy triple. And long bar over Tetris. Peak's got 5,000 points to go and can really just chip this in with singles and doubles. There is a double, and that is going to do it. The double's going to do you, Peak. You are good here in game number 1. If he wants to mullen it out, that's fine. We'll let players mullen it out. Steel CE said, I thought Peak was dead for sure a while ago. Yeah, I mean, that survival at those really high columns, 4, 5, 6, whatever, having to maneuver around that was tough. Oh, Peak's not able to get the tuck and the bar over, but good enough for the victory in game number 1. Let's get ourselves some new pieces. When the players are ready, you can input your new pieces. SV says almost a 200K swing from 19 to 24. Yes. Good to see SV here, a top player, former CTM master. Steel CE is here. Hunter, Pines Cutely, Gilded Lizard, Tolstoy, Blue Scooty hanging out. Andrew Meatball, Shaggy, Wallbant, who will be playing later today in World Circuit Das Masters against Maestro. It's a very interesting bracket happening on Monthly Tetris 2 a little bit later. CC 1015, CC 1015. Okay, both players ready. Let us get them started. Game number 2, peak up 1 game to none, 3-1 Tetris. Yeah, Wallband versus Maestro is going to be a banger. And then the other match in that same bracket on Monthly Tetris 2, it's going to be Alex T versus Tommy NTG in a DAS battle. This is what I love about DAS Masters. It's kind of putting these, you know, old rivalries into like a new cast, right? And just a new context, and just kind of like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen there. So it's very interesting. But that's going to be on Monthly Tetris 2 in a little bit. If you want the exact details, go to Discord. All right, Giovani, long bar overboard. We're getting a little bit high and not very accommodating, but nice to get a bar over and another one to bring this stack back down. Peak, meanwhile, nice flat sloping stacking as we get underway here in game number 2. That's on Twitch, right? No thanks. Well, I mean, you just, I don't understand the bias there. Just open it and look at the video player, and line spin from Giovani wants to win it. It's the winning strat. You know, you could just close the chat if you don't like it. I mean, what's the big deal? No thanks. And that's not a match that will end up on YouTube at all. So those matches only end up in Twitch VODs for the time being. Has Matt gone yet? No, Matt is next against Broden. 127 peak, 128 Giovani. Vandy sounding a bit rough, man. Hope it's not too unpleasant. No, it's thoroughly unpleasant, Kip. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I am utterly miserable, but for this exciting Tetris that's happening. But we got to get through it. Cannot reschedule. And unfortunately, my OBS exports are too complex to be understood by the common man. Mr. Brain says, YouTube is a much better watching experience for me. Yeah, but if it's not on there, then, like, you know, I guess you don't care enough about the matchup. But if there's something I really wanted to watch was on some other platform, like, I would just bear with it. 247 peak. Well, you know, that's up to you, man. You do what you got to do. I can't tell you what to do. It's your life. Asplin Chen with the important updates says, I'm eating dumplings. $294 Giovanni, $275 peak. Tetris Giovanni, $316, $276 for peak. Maybe someday Netflix will broadcast CTM. Maybe. I mean, they did that Joey Chestnut Kobayashi thing, right? Are we really that much lower profile of a sport than they are? A little bit, yes, but come on now. It would be equal. It's basically equally ridiculous to putting that on Netflix as opposed to CTM. All right, I'll call Reed Hastings and see if he's up for it. or whatever that guy's name is. 392 Giovani, 349 for Peak. You don't want to play Netflix's subscription? Yeah, no, nobody wants to pay anything to watch CTM. Apparently. That's definitely true. That I get that. Peak up high is going to cut off that left side, and we'll top out at 356. Giovani is good in game number 2. We're tied up. Just Peak playing up super high here. It didn't have any burns, so that right side higher than the left is pretty fatal, especially that high on the board, because you just can't take any burns, and you're dependent on getting stuff over to the left, and it's just too hard to do it. So let's get some new pieces for these players when they are ready. That was a drought, says Giovanni. Get out your trouts. FBDDD3, if there's a moderator in chat who wants to pin that, I can't move my arm right now. FBDDD3. Oh, the mods are. Thank you, Pines. Appreciate it. Okay, it's like Peak is saying a swear word. We gotta block his mouth out. We don't want Giovanni's identity known. Okay, perfect. All right, both players ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between these two great players, Giovani and Peak. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Yeah, both of these players were in the semifinals last month. That will obviously not be the case here as they meet in round number 1. But certainly this is a finals-worthy matchup as well. Now, we will have a true finals-worthy matchup for you later in the day. We're doing blue bracket now. We still have orange bracket cleanup. We got 2 matches still to do from orange bracket, and one of them later today. That's going to be our only 2 Das Masters champions so far. Pixel Andy and Dog playing Tetris, playing against one another in a Das battle in round 1. So that is going to be very, very exciting. That's happening about 3.5 hours from now. Yep, I got to do orange, but it's 2/3 of orange. We already did one of the matches. Between Uf Means Egg and whoever that was. Oh, Heps. Tetris Peak 116.98 for Giovani. Matchups like Dog and Andy make you wish the winner was automatic 1 seed. Yeah, I hear that, but nah, I don't know. I think you gotta. I mean, that's a good point. I can understand that. It's not the worst idea. But I mean, that's a huge buff, I think, because then, you know, the winner the previous month only has to play, the 16 seed, and that just seems like too big of a thing to give away. I think you still got to earn that in qualifiers. You know, these promotion schemes are really just there to make sure the winner gets to play again, so that, you know, they can defend their title even in a bad qualifier. I think they've earned at least that much, but I don't think winning the previous month earns you the number 1 seed in the next month. I think that's a little too far. Where are the finalists placed in the seeds? Well, if they already make it into the bracket based on their qualifier, they're just seeded according to their qualifier. If they don't make it in, then they are given the lowest available seeds, basically. Tetris Giovanni 264, 267 for Peak. We are super close in lines and score. Peak with a Tetris. It is 32 players next month. Boy, I got to work that out. But we are doing a 32 player one next month. It's going to be kind of a flat bracket. Top 8 will get a double bye. The next 8 will get a single bye, and then everybody else plays in preliminary rounds. in what is essentially a 6-round bracket. I don't know what the cutoff will. SV is asking what the cutoff, what people think it'll be for 32. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the 32 will encourage more people to try and qualify, because now they have a real chance at getting into what is the main tournament. I don't know. It's hard to predict. 387 peak, 369 Giovani. Tetris Geo, 392. Are we going to get 32 people maxing with DAS? I don't know, man. That's pretty tough. And not only that, but they also have to have Tetris Gym. Now, I guess most players playing competitive nowadays do have it, but that probably keeps out, you know, a non-zero number of people, especially in DAS. If it were an open tournament, then, you know, like every roller of consequence is going to have Tetris Gym, right? But I don't know. A lot of the DAS players who are strictly DAS, you know, would be a little bit. Maybe they don't have Tetris Gym as readily as other people do. What does under the weather mean? You're not English. No, it just means I have a cold, so I'm sick right now. I haven't, I don't know, what do they call it? An ague? I don't know what it is. I have something. I like how you interpret that. So what does under the weather mean? Like homeless? Yeah. Hey guys, I'm sorry I sound weird today. I'm homeless. Sorry about that. I'll try to fix it. You know, I'll fix that as soon as possible. Giovani one line away from the 19 transition. $563 for peak. First one into 19. 498 Giovani is in. Mari with the raid party of 10. Do we have enough tables? I guess we'll have to push a couple tables together to accommodate your party of 10. Your name is Van Dweller. Well, yeah, true. Though I don't think of that as homeless. You know, homeless, I think, means like you prefer not to be that. You know. 534 Giovani Tetris, 560, 620 for peak. Gonna get a long bar in there for split triple Tetris Geo 587. Van Dweller is like a traveler. Yeah, I mean, it just means somebody's made the choice to live in a vehicle. But I don't think it means like, you know, homeless means kind of, you know, an undesired state, I would say. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Under the weather does sound like it could mean, you know, homeless without a home. For a non-native speaker, it's a very good guess. I was not making fun. I just thought it was, funny in the context. Like, oh, apologies guys, I'm homeless, so I'm homeless today. All right, 688 for Geo, 705 for peak. Tetris for peak, 735. All right, peak gonna uncover that. Well, get the bar in, 767. Oh, Geo gonna get that bar to the left. Crucial. I'm not sure what he would have done if that didn't get over. Still some work to do. Uncovers. Oh, no, and he's going to miss with the bar that left side. Could be cut off entirely, so needs to get a bar over. What can he do? He's trying to burn this away. Oh, and he can't get the J or the L to the left. L is your big hero. Peak is going to be good in game number 3. So Geo has some great survival to get back into that, you know, out of that situation, but Just couldn't figure out that left. So peak is good. You want to mullen it out, go ahead. We'll go ahead and give peak is 2. But great match so far. So peak with the 950, 10 lines from 29. One more Tetris would give him the max. And, you know, there's still something when you're a DAS player, still something pretty special about maxing in competition. And just needs that one last bar to cap this off. And, of course, the game doesn't want to give it. And there's the bar and the max for peak. We'll see what he can get. Oh, wow, look at that. The quick tap on that right side. Or that whatever, double tap. There it is. Peak with the max. GG. All right, let's give these players some pieces. 40111C, 40111 Charlie. I miss the Boom Tetris 4. Well, we've never really done that here. I consider that a CTWC thing, and it doesn't mean we have to do what they do. Although, you know, I haven't done Bang Tetris for a long time, you know? It's kind of an affectation. It's fun, but I haven't really done Bang Tetris in a long time. I don't know why I stopped doing that. 40111C. All right, both players ready. Game number 4. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Gilder Lizards got it right. We don't do the Boom Tetris because we prefer doing things our own way. It's very good. Yeah, when people would get like, you know, barely any Tetrises, saying Boom Tetris would have been, you know, that made sense. But you can't just go boom, Tetris, boom, boom, you know, it's too much. Is there a difference between Boom or Bang Tetris other than organization? No, not really. They are both the same slightly lame affectation, but fun. On Whoop Tetris, I mean, that is just unspeakably bad. Whoop. But also fun. I mean, they're all fun. But I don't know. I feel like I've grown beyond having to do that. They said Bazinga Tetris. Oh my god. That is the war crime of the century. Bazinga Tetris. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't unmute myself. Basically, I'm having to mute and unmute myself like probably every 20 seconds, and I didn't unmute myself. Apologies. Just because of coughing and sneezing and misery. It's probably the best commentary I'll ever do is not saying anything. 464 GIO, 457 peak. Did I miss 109 lines? Is that true? Did I do the whole thing? Wait, did I really miss the entire thing? Shoot. Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to spare you all the worst moments. $513 GIO, $529 for peak. We're just a few lines away from the 19 transition. The speed will increase by 50%. At 18, pieces fall from top to bottom once every second. At 19, it's once every 2/3 of a second. I'm not spacing out. I'm just, you know, when you have to mute yourself every 10 to 20 seconds, you know, sometimes you don't hit the button. 561 for peak, 591 for Giovani. Yeah, Bazinga is terrible. Like, that is just the worst. Well, I don't know. It's a tie between Bazinga and Whoop. $674 Giovani. He's not Tetris ready. He's trying to work this bottom down and away. Bangarang. Bangarang is fun because I think it's kind of, you know, ironic fun. And really, bang is more of kind of an ironic reference to CTM. I mean, to CTWC, really. $757 peak, $710 for Giovani. You know, it's all in good fun. Whatever people want to do is fine. Oh, Gio kind of barely got that bar over to the right. Peak with that delayed burn setup with that bar. Trying to work this down. It's very, very close. Tetris for Giovani, 774. There's T-spin peak. He's set up for a Tetris. Takes a skim. Gets the Tetris, 797. I mean, it's a virtual dead heat. There's a Tetris peak. He's back in. You know, he's in the lead when the lines are tied by less than a Tetris. Tetris is on level 25, worth what? 31,200. Tetris GIO 847, 861 peak. Gonna find some burns here. He's gonna go a little aggressive here. Somebody might have taken a triple. But no, peak going a little aggressive. Gonna take that Tetris 899. It'll pay off. He's still in the lead. GIO, dirty Tetris column 9, one row off the bottom. GIO needs to win this one to stay in. He's got 18 lines to go. Tetris for GIO 922. Tetris peak 967. Peak has a couple of lines in hand. There's another Tetris peak. Both players pretty clean. GIO starting to get a little high on that right side. Bar gets over Tetris 957. Peak has got the max out A09. GIO gets one Tetris. I don't know what he's going to do to get more, though, but Peak is at A44, and I'm not sure what GIO can do, and the answer is nothing. And Peak is going to get the A84 and take this match 3-1. Peak is excited. GIO in good spirits and happy for his opponent. GIO did great matchup here in game number 4. And it's a shame that both of these players can't make it to the semis again. It will be Peak moving on to round 2. And we will bring up our next couple of matches and in a moment. So give me a moment to set that up. I'm going to run ads real quick. Run an ad, delay ads, insert ad, doodly do. You guys have to watch ads. Oh, God. Miserable. I'm getting through it. All right, there is Broden. And there is Matt Martin, who is not retired yet from Tetris. we still got him. He's following through in his obligation. There you go. We appreciate it. All right, we'll fix these cameras and get this going. Peak says really fun set. It's really fun when you win, isn't it? You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. All right, let me just fix up this whole rigmarole. Let's reset the scores back. Doodly do, doodly do. Here we go. Yeah, Hertz and input display on. Jahan says, you know it's a DAS tournament when you see beards. That's true. That is true. All right, let's get these players some pieces. They want to play. And again, everyone, sorry if this proceeds a little more slowly and less crisply than you would want. Sometimes I'm just coughing and dying off mic here. So, all right, we'll check pieces. Make sure D2902F, D2902F. Looks like they're both ready. So let us not delay. Broden Damp and Matt Martin, blue bracket match number 2 here in Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Broden Damp is a 2-time CTM Masters event winner, winning twice in the pandemic year of April 2020, and defeating the Tetris legend Corion in the finals each time. And also was second in another CTM Masters event, losing to Eric ICX in August 2020. Also finished in the top 4 in the Masters event multiple times from 2020 through 2021. And also a competitor in the Classic Tetris World Championship, finishing as high as 8th in 2020, the online year, and 2022, the first live year that returned after the pandemic. And also finished top 16 in 2019. And speaking of 2019, on the right side, Matt Martin is a player who made his Tetris competitive debut in 2019. And he had himself a pretty good year that year, finishing in the top 8 in the 2019 Classic Tetris World Championship, taking Batfoy to a decider. Now, Matt did finish second in a previous kind of CTM-oriented DAS competition. Wasn't run by me, it was run by some other folks. But he did finish second to Sharky in that competition. And Matt has played in many of the various regional tournaments, including our Lone Star Regional, Kansas City. And Matt has a problem here with the RNG. He's going to top out at 188, but Broden, this is not guaranteed. The chase down target is 189 is your target. And Matt just had holes all over his board there, and that just didn't leave himself any burns. So he's going to top out at 188, level 18. Broden still 8,000 points to go. There's a Tetris, and that will do it for Broden. A quick game number 1. And so practice is done. Warm-up is done, whatever. Oh, whoop, wrong side. There we go. Anyway, the point is these players go back a long way. Both of them getting their really big professional starts in that 2019 CTWC. Although Broden did play, CTM, kind of earlier than that, but that was kind of the big moment there. All right, let's get players some pieces. Matt, you didn't even let me get through the entire introduction. Oh, wait, I got rid of Matt's score entirely. You just get no score now. C2, FC, F9, C2, 4C, F9, Charlie 2, 4, Charlie, F9. Sorry, I said it wrong the first time. C2, 4C, F9. C2, 4C, F9. C2, 4C, F9. Good. C checker coming through. Both players ready. It is game number 2. Let's hope for a longer one than game number 1. It happens. It's Das Man. All right, players' stacks diverging on the very first piece. Matt Martin with the 1 push down point, Sidnev-esque. And Matt is on the board with a Tetris. Broden got one as well. Matt with that 1 point lead. Someday that's going to matter, one of these days. All right, Matt setting up long bar column 9 to get Tetris ready. And, I recognize this capture for Matt. This was my capture for at least a couple years. Is my upscaler. I recognize that's pattern anywhere. And it's good. I kind of dig it. I dig these blocks. 91,000 for Matt, 74,000 for Broden. Broden, I believe, from California. Matt from Oklahoma, I believe, is last I knew where everybody lived, although that information is probably like 5 years old. Who knows where people are now? Long bar over for Matt, 136. And a Tetris for Matt, 183. Already almost 100,000 point lead for Matt, but we're still early yet. All right, Broden gonna skim that cover off the well. He's got an open well on the right side, having to take a couple burns to keep it open though. Players going through a little bit of a drought. Get out your trouts. It's time for a drought. This is like a real drought. Okay. Long bar is over for both of them. Tetrises for both of them. Matt can't use that second bar for a Tetris, and actually he's going to sort of block off that left side, and now doesn't have any burns left, so he's going to have to access that left side with a bar or something. The bar gets over, no problem. Nice square for Matt to fill out that left side and uncover the well. Bang at Tetris for Matt down the right, 262. 188 for Broden Damp. We saw Broden Damp in Masters, was it yesterday? Coming in as a kind of hybrid dash tapper roller person. Matt has also dabbled with the rolling. Dirty Tetris column 1, Broden 2 rows off the bottom. It's going to bring that stack down significantly. Good placement there for Broden to make room for the S piece incoming. All right, Matt going to miss a spin there, but this should be accessible, but needs pieces. That left side is going to be dangerous for Matt. And he's not going to be able to get pieces over. 317 top out here on level 18 for Matt. Broden Damp with another chase down. Needs to get to 318. 318 is the target. And you knew as soon as that L came, he's like, Matt's putting that over there. And it's like, oh man, that could be fatal. You're going to need to quick tap that over. Something over that. So Matt started off very efficiently. You know, kind of was one burn through about 33 lines. Broden just needs another 5,000 points. Somehow the phrase "get out your trouts" is not yet caught on. Yeah, that caught on. Yeah, that's what's funny about it to me. That's what I like about it. Keep trying to make trouts happen. That's why I stick with it. If it were lukewarm, I would have gotten rid of it. But since nobody likes it, I'm going to keep saying it. Those were some rough seeds, especially toward the middle part of that game. All right, new pieces for these players. They are waiting. FF09A6. Let me give Broden his points. I know at least one of these players is going to Jonas Cup. I'm going to be there. I'll be flying out, what am I, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Looking forward to that. I mean, there's really one of the impetus for this whole tournament series to start is to give players some practical, you know, and real life training ground for that Jonas Cup, which I personally would like to see sort of established as the DAS championship. I know Germany likes to lay claim to that, but I don't live in Germany. I live in the US, and so I want it here. FF09A6. Let's go ahead and get this underway. Broden Damp up 2 games to none. They will start in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Stanislav says, love watching Alan come back, but Matt should win for the hat alone. I don't know what hat that is, Stanislav. What is that? Explain the hat. I don't know what it is. It's a white hat with a blue man on it. That's all I know. Right, Matt gets the Tetris. It's a good hat. All right. Oh, it's from the Office TV show. Got it. 77,000 Broden Damp, 92,000 Matt Martin. Matt playing with that safe 2 wide well on that left side. Tetris Broden, 100,000, 115 Matt. And you know, that shirt and that beautiful hat really bringing out Matt's eyes, you know, man, so good. All right, Tetris for Matt. Gonna fill in that long bar dependency column too. Blue Scooty's grandpa rooting on Matt. All right, Matt working this down. Broden getting set up for a Tetris. Matt uncovering that right side. Trying to go to work, reestablishing a well over there. The board not super accommodating. So has to aspire a couple of squares there. But he's going to get a Tetris, 190 and 191 for Broden Damp. All right, almost a simul Tetris for these two. Broden ahead by about 1 Tetris and ahead 1 line. Oh, that's Stanley from The Office basketballing. Got it. Tetris for Matt, 262. He's taking that lead back while Broden is burning a bit. Broden kind of setting up a delayed sort of chorion thing. And finally gets the J piece to complete it. He's set up for a center well. Tetris gets it at column 7. Tetris Matt 308. About 30,000 points ahead. There's another Tetris Matt 332. Ivan says, Matt is really stacking. Yes, he is. They're both stacking. Jahan says, Matt, or says, Hat Martin. Now, there's a good idea for Matt. Matt is an artist. You can, you know, find his children's books and illustrations and things like that online. What about Hat Martin as a business, right? You just design hats with your artistic skills and your company's called Hat Martin. I'm into it. There you go. It's $1 million idea. Cut me in. 405 for Hat Martin, 353 for Broden Damp. He's thinking about it. He's thinking. All right, Tetris for him, 451. So he's about 70,000 points ahead of Broden at the moment. There's a Tetris for Matt. I'll just never feel comfortable calling him Rook Out Rogue. You know, we call most people by their like screen names, but you know, he was kind of, I don't know, introduced to the world as Matt Martin, and I'm just never gonna get comfortable saying, "Oh, Rook Out Rogue," and Rook Out is doing it. Like, I don't know, I don't feel good. I want to call him his name, his government name. Tetris for Matt, 503, 431 Broden. All right, Matt with a kind of a tricky center of his board, so he just has to dead drop an S piece in there. And he gets a Tetris, he's gonna have to work around this. He's got 11 lines to go until 19. There's a Tetris Broden, he's 4 lines away. He's gonna 5 below that combo on the left side. Matt is clean and actually set up for the center well and gets a Tetris, 552. Let's see what he's gonna do. Is he gonna stick here in the center, or is he gonna just take this down? It looks like he's trying to set up for something. And he is set up for it again because he's going risky bisky. And getting a little bit droughted for long bar, as you do. And oh no, the shift here, it's going to be a problem for Matt. So he's got to do something on that left side. He opens up that middle, and he's going to be able to bring this down. So great survival here for Matt. Improvising here, was going for that center well Tetris. Kind of didn't work out, but he ended up making lemonade out of those lemons. And he survived here, 572 here into level 20, 562 for Broden Damp. Long bar over at Tetris Matt, getting up high on 19. And he's brought that stack back down. He's going to miss with that J piece. It's low enough to deal with, though. Oh, no, and that T is going to miss as well. This is getting a bit dire for Matt on that left side. Let's see what he can do. That's kind of a deadly formation on that left side with that notch. And he's going to top out 607. So Broden Damp, the target is 608. But a better showing here for Matt in game number 3. We'll see if Broden can get himself out of this, and just really another line clear will do it. And Broden is good in game number 3, and we'll take this match in a sweep over Matt Martin. But kind of some early roughness for Matt, kept getting better, and that game 3 was a pretty darn good one. So GG's to you, Matt, and hopefully we will see you in Portland for the Jonas Cup. I'm going to be there. I have no chance. Tetris has healing effects. Vandy does not sound as under the weather as in the beginning of the stream. Yeah, possibly. Well, I was really pouring it on there because, you know, I wanted sympathy so that you would, like, contribute to the prize pool. So if I just sound like, oh, guys, I'm so sick, you know, then maybe you would feel bad for me and contribute to the prize pool or the channel. No, that's not true. Okay, let's refresh these 2 players. All right, there's Broden. And refresh peak. What was that first one? 3-1. I'm just reporting the matches here real quick while I'm remembering it. Otherwise, I'll fall behind. Vandy will beat Matt, Fractal, Scooty, Sharky, Dog, and then Andy for the championship. Yeah, that's the plan. That is a realistic chance of happening. Excuse me. All right. Chat died. Oh my God. What do you mean chat died? Chat died. By the way, Blue Scooty's grandpa, thanks for giving out a tier 1 sub. Vandy's aura will make them early top 3 times each. Yeah, possible. All right, just give me 1 more minute. I just want to go grab something to drink, and I shall return. All right, fellow human beings, thank you for bearing with me. I'm sick. Oh, I'm so sick. Yeah, I get to complain and get away with anything. All right, I'm going to give these pieces some players. Do you have Dutch origins Vandy? No, Vandy is not my name. It's not related to my name at all, if that's what you're asking. Oh, shoot. Hold on. My dad's side, I am French and German. On my mom's side, I'm English, Irish, Scottish. So, Western European mutt. (58AC0B). So yeah, someone's got to put that into my Liquipedia page. You know, my Liquipedia page is like the worst one. I don't have anything in there. Am I supposed to update my own Liquipedia page? I don't know. I know other people do. I guess I haven't done anything really that important enough to be in there. So. All right, 58ACOB. Both players are good. So as soon as we're ready, we can start. Players are ready. They're good luck, have funning each other. We'll just need that ready signal from both, and we can start. You have to update your own Liquipedia. But aren't you not supposed to do that? Or isn't the whole point of a wiki is like it's not marketing for my self-aggrandizement. Peek, are you ready? Or are you like expecting me to start because you're not ready yet? All right, we're ready. Amazing. All right, we are ready. Both players now are ready. It's going to be Broden, Damp, and Peak. Let's get them started before they change their minds. Broden, Damp, Peak, Classic Tetris Monthly, DAS Masters, Round 2, believe it or not. The winner goes to the semifinals in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Peek's got to do that thing. It's like, yeah, no, I meant to, I was intentionally not ready. Don't worry. Where you got to look cool. Like, yeah, no, I meant to do that. Yes, Broden Damp, a multi-time CTM Masters event winner twice during the pandemic year of 2020, April and October of that year, beating Corian twice in those finals. Really, Broden Damp's the reason that Corian did not win 12, a full year worth of Masters. So we have Broden to thank for that. And Peak has a problem, and Peak is going to top out early. 25,000 point top out. Broden is already good. And it was just kind of an RNG thing. You can see Broden going through that same RNG, able to handle it a little bit better, because his gaps are a little more organized. But yeah, Broden is good. Broden can't believe it. I didn't have a chance. Again, they're not giving me the chance to even get through the whole intro. That drought, right off the bat. Broden has aura, makes everyone top out early? Possibly. All right, new pieces are going to be here when you're ready. 2-1 ETFE. Peak was waiting to play the game before he hit ready longer than the game lasted. He's like, I'm preparing, man. I'm getting so ready. And then, top out. 2-1 E2FE. 2-1 E2FE. 2-1 E2FE. Both players are good. So we will hide this. We will type in exclamation point 3 and count these two players down. It was a quick game 1. 3-2-1 Tetris for game 2. So anyway, Broden Damp, yes, was two-time CTM Masters event winner 2020, defeating Corian in both of those Masters events, making his big public sort of debut in 2019 CTWC, where he finished in the top 16, ended up finishing in the top 8 both in 2020 and 2022 of CTWC, and did win a very early season of the Classic Tetris League, season 3, way back. Excuse me. Pika has finished in the top 4 of this very event. We've held it twice so far, and Pika has been in the semifinals of each. Wait, the semifinals of each? No, just the semifinals of last month. My apologies. Semifinals last month, not of each. But Peak was in the semifinals of the 2022 silver bracket. And is a broadcaster and organizer over at the Classic Tetris League. So two pillars of the Tetris community. 142 for Peak, 179 for Broden Damp. All right, Peak 166, 203 for Broden. Wondering, have these two players ever faced each other? And the answer is no. As far as I can tell, according to Liquipedia, they have not faced each other in any of the major comps that are tracked by Liquipedia. So, a little bit of a first. 230 for Broden Damp, 213 for Peak. And Peak with the uncozy Vits, still useful. Jasmine does not love it, but it's all right. She's not here. She didn't see it. Oh, no, wait, she is here. God, you're always here. I totally did not see you in chat the entire time. The uncozy Vits happens, and Jasmine's like, ew. All right, Tetris Peak, Tetris Broden. Game 1 was over and done pretty quickly. This one, thankfully, happening a little, or taking a little bit longer. RNG might be a little bit weird. 333 Peak, 346 Broden Damp. Jasmine says school starts next week. Where are you that school starts next week? Now, I mean, you don't have to dox yourself. Oxford. Oh, Oxford. Those lazy people. 416 Broden, 402 Peak. We're all very lazy over there. 433 here for Peak. 487 for Broden Damp. Excuse me. Both players into 19. Peak is in trouble, though, and he's going to top out at 492. 548, Broden is already good. Peak had that Tetris well set up here, but a couple gaps in the stack, and a left that was a bit too high, just wasn't able to survive. And apologies, I had to duck out there because I'm dying. So Broden Damp up quickly, 2 games to none. Whoops. And new pieces when you are ready. Is there a Broden effect? Possibly. He's got aura. 8151B0. Steel CE, rooting for Peak, says, come on, Peak. All right, both players are ready in game number 3. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Josiah says, why is there a exclamation point next to the bro's name or bro's PB? Didn't you ask this yesterday in another broadcast? So there is an official, or not official, there is a DAS leaderboard that is maintained that I consult. And if that player's name is listed on that leaderboard, I will tell you where it is ranked. But if their PB is not listed on that leaderboard, I will not give a rank. I'll just put a question mark. And in this case, Broden Damp set what he considers his PB during qualifiers. It wasn't you, but yeah, that's the reason. So if it's not on the leaderboard, I just put a question mark because it's not on the leaderboard that I consult, which is a community updated leaderboard. So I encourage everybody who take part in these competitions to get your PBs on those leaderboards. It does help us out a little bit when we're creating the graphics, and it keeps me from having to like ping everybody and say, hey, what's your PB? But you know, if that's, you don't mind me having to do that, then whatever. You don't have to do whatever. You don't have to do anything. It's okay. Where's the leaderboard located? I don't have the link handy, but if you go into the DAS discussion channel in the CTM Discord, there's a link there. Yeah, Sky will tell you. $144 for Peak, 163 for Broden Damp here in game number 3. Hey, what's your PB? My PB? 849,320. 849,320. Yeah, I think maybe there's an opportunity for someone who wants to help with the leaderboard, maybe to help out. So it's one of the many things you can do to keep the classic Tetris community going, is help out with some of these little projects that happen. 200 for Peak, 258 for Broden. Tetris for Peak, 245, 304 for Broden. All right, Broden trying to, Peak trying to dig out the middle of his board. All right, beautiful LPs for that left side. A long bar here would be very nice for Peak right now. Kind of missed with that square, I think. Uncovers that well. Long bar over. That's going to bring stack back down a little bit. 305 for him. Throwing a long bar over to that right side. Get a split double and work that stack down even more. 309 for him. 386 for Broden Damp. All right, Broden was kind of spiring in the middle there with those squares, but ends up getting a couple Tetrises to bring this down. 432 for him. Tetris Broden 457. This is Broden's pacing a little bit. I'm going to slow down by at least one line there by kind of early shifting that Z piece in the middle of the stack. That just causes costs one line of burning. No big deal. All right, Peak's got a well going in column 9. Kind of awkward here. Okay, he's going to uncover it. Would love a quick bar just to get rid of it. You know, column 2 and column 9 are fairly annoying places to have a well going. Okay, and, and he's going to stay with it. He can burn it away perfectly if he can just get a bar now. Ends up having to waste that bar in this kind of delayed burn setup or just trying to fill that board in. And this is kind of festering a bit. And another bad bar timing. Finally a well-timed bar and the Tetris. For Peak, 383, 350. 553 now, 576 for Broden. And we're just now a couple lines away from the 19 transition. Peak is in at 407. Broden is in at 600. A big transition for a DAS player. 600K for Broden. He's going to get another Tetris 625. Peak with a flat stack. Getting up a little bit high here. Have to take a skim. There's a Tetris for him, 458. Another Tetris Peak, 484. All right, so Broden maintaining this lead a little bit. Tetris for him, 732. Peak trying to cut into this lead, that left side. A little concerning here, so he's going to have to take this down, access that left side with a bar, rebuild. All right. Building, waiting, skimming, Tetrising. Peak at 585. There's a Tetris Broden. There's one Peak. Peak ahead by about 6 lines. And back by about 160,000 points. Jose says, is there a reason for the double flips? Usually it can be human error, but it can also be a controller tendency. It can be just hitting the button too lightly. It can be kind of bouncing off the button, but it can also be just certain controllers have a tendency to do that once in a while. 711 Peak, 865 for Broden Damp. Good game here in game number 3. Peak's board starting to climb. He's taking some skims here. Okay, he's going to bring it down. Broden's going to expose that well and get a Tetris down there. 904 on 25. And it's getting to the point where Peak's board is so bad, there's just not much he's going to be able to do. Peak going to top out, and Broden is good in game number 3. Broden, if you want to mullen it out, would be happy to watch Peak. Sorry it couldn't be you this month, but you did well to push Broden here in game number 3. Yeah, and Broden just looking too clean right now. Broden's got the max out on 27, 11 lines to go till 29. There's a Tetris from Broden, A51. Oh, he's going to misshift that J piece. I think he was probably looking to establish a PB. And it's not probably going to be possible now. Could have had that 1.1, but for that shift. And that LP's not going to make it. But Broden with the max out in competition in DAS. So GG's to you, Broden. You have won the blue bracket, and you will be, your face is half there, and it's up in the top. But you will be moving on to the semifinals. GG's to you. There he is. All right. Giving us the wave. Clip it and ship it. Let me report this match real quick. Thanks so much to all of our players, and good games to you. We're going to be back in 2 hours, 20 minutes with the orange bracket. Now, you probably want to go over to Monthly Tetris 2, where there's, I don't know if it's going on or where exactly it stands right now, but Monthly Tetris 2, is that going right now? Can someone tell me if that's happening? Like, as we speak? When is that? Challengers Red is Hydrant Dude, Tetris Time, Guafi, and Doozy. I don't really know how to say that name. And you're going to want to stay over there for the World Circuit Green if that continues. So I'm going to go ahead and raid our friends at Monthly Tetris 2. Hydrant versus Tetris Time. Let's go check that one out. Stay over there because there's another DAS Masters. It's World Circuit bracket, and it's got Maestro, Wallbant, and then Alex T versus Tommy, which is going to be crazy. So please go over there. I think that is going to be super fun to watch. I'm going to be watching it while I'm resting. So thanks, everybody. And thanks to our, well, thanks, everybody. I'll thank you all later. Goodbye and have fun. I'm going to go take a nap.